First and foremost, I want to thank you for your interest in joining the Trax News organization. I just want to describe to you exactly what you're getting yourself involved with so that you have a better understanding of what we're doing here. I'm trying to create a news organization for the people, by the people. I want to do it with everybody and anybody who's interested in a fair and reasonable way. Okay, so I'm going to describe some of the stuff to you before you join. So when you do join, you already know exactly what it is. It's nothing extraordinary. It's quite straightforward and quite simple. First and foremost is a voluntary hierarchy. All right. So in any organization, you have people that need to direct other people because we want to have thousands upon thousands of members, journalists, so on and so forth as we put this thing together. So when you join, you might, and it's all voluntary. If you don't want to work for somebody, you don't have to. If you don't want to do anything, and you want to disappear for a month or something like that, that's all up to you. Everything you do is voluntary. But when someone in a certain position asks you to do something, even if they tell you, hey, you know, post this up on traxnewseditor for an example, or, you know, shoot a video or something, they're asking you to do it. And if you wish to do it, it would be much appreciated. Much appreciated to the point where some people have shares on loan. So some of the people that have joined this organization already, I've entrusted with portions of the organization. I'll describe to you exactly what shares mean. But ultimately, I gave them shares so they could reward you for whatever voluntary work you do, right? So you work with whoever you wish. You do it at your own pace. You do it however you want to do it. And as a reward, we have shares, right? So shares, legally speaking, are a claim on shares, okay? Because this is not a corporation just yet. We have the ambition of monetizing it. We have the ambition of making this something of value. But as we're trying to approach this from the ground up, right, where we work together to make this happen, and we have a social, this social interaction on a digital basis, even though I might meet you in person, I might not, some of the people that I do actually meet in person. We call this a transitionary voluntary labor representation. That's what the shares are. So how does that work exactly? You come up with a brilliant story that gets a lot of views, or you share this information with your friends and family, something simple, and we again, voluntarily, award you this claim in our ledger. So we can keep track of who did what as best as we can. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be precise. It's not some sort of contractual obligation. But it's my ambition, as I founded this organization, that people have a portion of it. And I'm not going to jump through all the legal hoops and incur this massive expense to give that opportunity to everybody. I want to do it in a friendly way based upon this little agreement that we're having that I would assume, or it would be safe to say that you do agree to if you join our organization by hitting the submit button, okay? So we will be standing behind everybody 100%. You can work with whoever you want. It's going to be a fun social project. There's going to be a lot of interesting things to do. We're going to be able to give you these shares, which are transitional voluntary labor representations, that in the case that we do incorporate this entity, or we do monetize it and we do make money, I will personally guarantee that I will do my best to make sure that everybody shares in that success based upon that ledger. This is an extreme burden upon me, so I want to protect myself from anybody who's being unreasonable, because everything I want to do it has to be within reason, right? What I want to accomplish here. If someone's being unreasonable and they think, so, oh, these shares, I thought they were valued this and this and that. The value is nothing until I say that it is. And if you don't agree to that, and you don't find me to be a reasonable person, you probably shouldn't join this organization in any way, shape, or form. But if you do, you have my personal guarantee that I will be reasonable in making this happen and making this a fruitful social project, okay, that bears fruit at some point of time, okay? So this is my message to you. This is my first draft at this agreement for you joining in Trax News. I want to just reiterate the fact that I want to make this a worthwhile project for you And for everybody else involved, that's tough. People are different. You're going to run into people you don't like in the organization, so on and so forth. I can't take responsibility for that. Some people might not be polite. Some people might not be nasty. But remember, you're volunteering. And if you don't like it, just walk away at any point of time, because ultimately, by hitting the submit button, you're building a relationship with me, and you're working with a lot of other strangers to make things happen. So if you really want to join in on that project in accordance to what we're simply talking about here, hit the submit. We want you to join. We want you to grow. We want you to create value, and we want you to share in the prosperity if it does come to pass.